Hi y'all, I'm Chase. This is my Harley-Davidson 2021 Pan America Special, affectionately known as Wichita. And well, today's video is about making the wrong decisions. Making bad decisions, not immoral, just bad decisions. Now, I'm not talking about the bike, of course. I am talking about, actually what I'm doing right now is going to a UPS store, which since I live in the middle of nowhere, I have to find a place that does UPS stuff. And I got to take some jeans back. Measured my waist. It measured out at 29.5 exactly. So I figured size 30 jeans would work. They do not. At least the ones from Levi's. Actually, the ones from Levi's actually work too. Weird. But the ones that I ordered online, well, they don't work at all. They're not good. Don't know why. I did notice that the ones I tried on in a few stores, they only had 1 or 2 pairs, and if I buy jeans, I'm buying in multiple pairs, usually 4 or more. So I ordered 4 pairs. The ones in the store that I looked at, they were made in Mexico. They were the same exact price, but they only had 1 pair. And when I'm buying jeans, like I said, I want to buy at least 4 pairs. So I found them online. Ordered them from the Levi's site, and when I got them I noticed they were quite a bit more snug than the ones that they had in the store, which was weird to me. But I remembered seeing made in Mexico, and I thought, well, at least they're made on, you know, in this hemisphere. The new ones, however, are made in China. And I know that it's not just those Levi's, because I tried on Dickies, I tried on, let's see, what was the other one? Wranglers, and I tried on Levi's, and I tried on Lee's. All 30-inch waist, all of them. I mean, yeah, they all fit great. So I don't understand why these ones didn't fit, except for the only difference was that I noticed some of those were made in like Taiwan or something else or something like that, Mexico. None of them were made in China. These, made in China. Now, that's not a knock on China or anything. That's just maybe their, what do you want to call it? Quality control is not up to snuff. I mean, I have a 29.5-inch waist. I know from every pair of Levi's I've ever bought that if you buy them, they're going to shrink about a half a size. And I want a tiny bit of room so I can cinch my belt down if I want to, so they have to go back. But this is a common occurrence for me. I am just unlucky when I buy something that I see online or anything. I'm just not that lucky. For instance, my Dyna, well, I was actually lucky with that. It's like I don't even have to try to get on the freeway anymore. It's not even fun. There's no ringing it out. You don't need to. It gets up to speed so easily. But anyways, with Alice, my Road King, when I bought it, I assumed everything was functioning perfectly. I mean, it was pretty much a brand new bike. It had very few miles on it. I don't remember how many it was, but it was very few. So it came with 2 key fobs, it had an alarm system. I figured it was a perfectly functioning bike. I was wrong. Neither of the key fobs were on the bike working. They weren't paired to the bike at all. The alarm was not armed. It would not set. It wasn't even functioning. The rotors were loose on both sides. Every time I'd come to a stop, I kept hearing some kind of, it felt like a clunk when I touched the brakes. So it was weird. But, you know, it was a used bike, so they fixed it. This bike, when I bought it, Well, Wichita had quite a few little problems that needed to be fixed. Let's see. It needed the software update. Let's see. Man, I took it back. Oh, the battery was completely shot. And then it had to go back again because it burned a hole through the hose. And it also snapped the little heat cover that goes over the O2 sensor wires. It had snapped that too, so that needed to be replaced. Now, since then, this is my second ride. Oh man, that sucks. My second ride since I got it back. So went about 3 weeks, and in that 3 weeks I would have put quite a few more miles on it, but I'm only at 527. So the bike literally had 2,700 when I got on it, and actually all of that, I think about 20 some miles of that is not mine, so I'm literally at about 500 now. 27 miles of that I don't think is mine, because they had to test ride it after doing some work on it. So, but I just never seem to luck out. It's a lot of army trucks out. Weird. It's not usual around here, but okay. But anyways, I never seem to luck out when it comes to just looking at something, buying it, figuring it should fit or will work or will be fine. Doesn't matter if I buy a brand spanking new vehicle, doesn't matter if I buy a used vehicle. Doesn't matter what I buy, I'm gonna have to do something to it to fix some sort of problem. And I don't think that's all my bad luck, because you know, looking online, apparently I'm not the only one. I've been trying to figure out what it is, and I think it's literally just, I don't know, a lack of, I don't know, pride by workers. I think that a lot of people are not making as much money as they probably should be. So, and with inflation, people are taking it out on the product that they make. And I absolutely get that. But you have to think about the end user too, which, like somebody like me. If I have a problem with something over and over and over again, I'm gonna stop buying it. And if I stop buying it, other people are likely to do the same. They will see that they'll start considering that product inferior, and they will look for another product that does the job. So, and that will make people lose jobs. It's not boycotting, it's just finding someone who does it better. And it sounds like a really crappy thing to do, but that's how a lot of places end up closing. I mean, Gerber Knives is a perfect example. Gerber Knives a while ago, I mean, when I was a kid, Gerber Knives, they were top tier. Then they got bought out by some Chinese company, and they started trying to make stuff very, very cheap. And the problem with making things very, very cheap is, well, people will start viewing it as very, very cheap. I mean, I remember seeing a few years ago, back in the early to mid, late 2000s, people were buying Gerbers and the damn blades would just snap off. Snap. And they're just cutting into some wood. You know, with like a machete, which is meant to cut branches. And the blades would just snap. Well, people stopped buying them. Were they all inferior? I don't know. But there were enough problems, let's say, to make people go somewhere else. And it really hurt Gerber knives. Schrade is another brand. I noticed Schrade has started making some of their stuff in the USA again, along with Gerber. And it's funny, their knives have actually started climbing in popularity again. But their knives are also more expensive. And there's that old adage of you get what you pay for. So yeah, you can make things cheaper, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be as good. In fact, usually it means the opposite. Very rarely does someone make something that's better that's actually cheaper. It's just the way things work. So, but I want everyone to think about that. You know, if you have a job where, I mean, like me or anyone I know, if, you know, we work on vehicles, you can't afford to have customers come back. You want that vehicle fixed right the very first time. And if they have to come back, they're not going to be happy. Now, if it wasn't my fault, that's one thing. I mean, if I put a part in they paid for and the part itself was defective, that's not my fault. And that's always been the case for a lot of jobs I've had. I mean, I've worked on medical equipment, stuff like that. You know, you get stuff manufactured and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes you just get a bad alternator, or you get a bad, you know, sieve bed. It wasn't sealed properly. You get a bad, you know, air pump. It's just stuff like that. You can't help it. But you try to make sure that the customer is pleased, and they don't have to pay for something like that. You know, they don't have to pay for your screw-ups. Because like I said, when that customer gets screwed over, they will go find another place that will do better for them. For example, the video I made the other day about insurance. There you go. Perfect example. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm not going to feel bad for going somewhere else, especially when I've given a company every chance to make it right. So, the company I ordered the jeans from, you know, it's not like they're not taking them back. They're going to give me a refund. I have to wait 5 to 7 days, you know, so, oh well. But I guess that's just the way it is for me, and I feel like I've been seeing more and more that's the way it is for everybody. That you just, I don't know, you just can't catch a break. You can't seem to win even when you do the right thing. I don't know what you want to call it. But let me know what you guys think, your experience lately with consumer goods. If you want to, down in the comments, and like and subscribe if you want to. All these things help with the YouTube algorithm. Flick that ding-a-ling to be notified of any new videos I'm coming out with. I do read every single comment. So, I guess that's it. Bye, y'all.